This week's top 10 games is led by a top 25 showdown between number 5 St. Francis Academy and number 12 St. Joseph's Regional. The defending non-public Group 4 champs have won 9 straight dating back to last year and are 3-0 in 2019. They've outscored the opposition 112-34, but face its biggest test of the season on Saturday. St. Francis bounced back strong after losing its first game since 2016, shutting out Miami Norland 49-0. In its 4 wins, they have outscored its opponents 217-13, and they've won 27 of its last 28 games. The number 1 team in the country heads to the East Coast after its bye week as Mater Dei takes on DMV power St. John's. The Monarchs have been rolling in 2019, cruising to a 4-0 record and winning by nearly 40 points per game. This will be their 3rd out-of-state contest this year, and they're a perfect 7-0 during the MaxPreps era against non-California teams. St. John's is looking to erase a 3-game losing streak, and what better way to end the streak than to do it on ESPNU. One of the 2 new teams to the top 25, Lowndes, has a huge rivalry game on Friday against Valdosta. Both teams are 5-0 in 2019, and Lowndes punched a legit Miami Northwestern squad in the mouth last week, rolling to a dominant 48-21 win, and Valdosta proved they belong with the best teams in the Peach State after they beat Colquitt County earlier this season. The other Georgia matchup featured this week is number 16 Grayson and Colquitt County. Florida is the only other state with 2 games featured. Number 3 IMG Academy hosts a 4-1 Booker T Washington squad, and Carroll City takes on number 6 St. Thomas Aquinas in 2 big-time Sunshine State contests. 2 of the favorites to win the 4A state title in North Carolina face off when Vance and Mallard Creek lock horns. Both are undefeated on the season. Mallard Creek is the first team out of the top 25 rankings, so with a couple of more wins they will jump in, and Vance has the talent to make it back to the 4A state championship for the 2nd straight year. One of the biggest games going down in Southern California is between Mission Viejo, a team featured in the next 5 group just outside of the top 25, and they take on Upland, who has won 3 straight since a season opening loss to La Habra, and this one features one of the best players in the country in Upland's 5-star linebacker Justin Flo. They expect a UCLA Washington State type of game on Friday night in Texas when Longview and Rockwall square off. Both these teams have 2 of the most explosive offenses in the country and expect a lot of points to be scored. Rockwall's Jackson Smith-njigba is one of the best receivers in the game, and the 2020 Ohio State commit already has 789 yards receiving and 12 touchdowns in 4 games. Longview's Haynes King is one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the nation. The 2020 Texas A&M commit checks in as a number 2 dual-threat QB on 24/7 Sports. The last game features the top 2 ranked teams in Utah, Corner Canyon and Lone Peak. They both won state titles in 2018 and have the talent to do so again this year. Corner Canyon has been rolling, folks. They're 6-0, winning by nearly 30 points per game. They're close to jumping into the top 25, and a statement win over the defending 6A state champs would be huge. Lone Peak's only loss this year was a 7-point defeat to number 20 Bishop Gorman. They had a huge win against Narbonne earlier this season, and a win over Corner Canyon would move them to the number 1 spot in the Utah state rankings.